Hey fellow miners, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Frostlands, Episode 20, Quartz and Silver. If I'm on the experimental branch, will I try sturdy leather? Yeah, at some point. I certainly don't have the materials for it now. I don't have chromium. But if and when it becomes... Oh, hello. For real? Gotcha. But yeah, if I end up with prospecting chromium or something like that, yeah, I can consider it. But it's as the experimental branch explains, it's a late game material. It's not something that you're likely going to be making early on, due to the rarity of chromium and the difficulty of obtaining the leather or pelts or hides or whatever for it. Because you need to take down like bears to make it. Or big things. Not necessarily bears, but like big game. Why am I coming home this way? I have no idea why I'm deciding to climb a mountain. I think this actually might be one of the mountains that I end up living on, or building my smithy on, for the height advantage, for the windmill. But I haven't scouted out the mountains yet, so I don't know if that's true for sure. I feel pretty good about the hunting trip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another priority goal. I can continue hunting if you guys want me to. Let's get inside, because I'm getting bow-torned. I can continue hunting if you want me to, or I can pivot and do other tasks. So here is the poll. So before I forget, let's go ahead and make some meat stews. And put some of this extra material away. So we have 31 pieces of red raw meat. Not bad. I'm going to eat the bushmeat first, just because there's nothing else you can do with bushmeat. Got 30 bone meal. The leather that I have going is not there yet. The other thing I could do, which I think I'm just going to choose to do, is make a little bit more borax for borax wash. But I forget if you have to make a full barrel or not, because I only have 10 borax or 12 borax. Easy to find out. Alright, let's put everything else away. You don't have to make a full barrel? Cool, thanks. I didn't think so, but I wasn't 100% sure. Because with some of the raw medium hides, I could make a little bit more leather, which would be good for my storage capacity. So to that end, I need another bucket. I have reeds somewhere around here. Coil of rope. I don't, however, have wood except for the oak. I'm going to use just the bare minimum amount of oak because I don't want to use up the precious oak because it's useful for tanning. So here's just a few barrels, or a few boards, I should say. For another bucket. And the reason for this extra bucket is so that I can put some of the diluted borax in there. This weak tannin I don't really care about, because tannin is easy, it's cheap for me to make. It's the borax wash that is more expensive. So I'm going to make a 20-liter borax wash. And I think that's going to be what would that be? 4... 6, 8, 8. 8 of the borax. Okay, and then I can put the borax that was in this bucket back in there. Where'd my other bucket go? Oh, it's over here. Shouldn't I put a bow staff to dry as well? Yeah, yes, probably. Okay, I can get 5 of these going. So I'll do a smaller batch of that. And then that means I'll probably pelt up the last of this medium hide. So making a mix of both fur and leather. Keeping my options open. So if I wanted there's a few other things to do first. So one, I'm just gonna make some strong tannin. Resetting this barrel back to 0. Grabbing 50 units of water. Because strong tannin takes much longer to make than weak tannin. So this is going to become weak tannin and then strong tannin. And then the barrel of current strong tannin will become weak tannin. Flip-flopping them every time I make a batch. Because of how long it takes to make certain things. There we go. Sealed. Okay, so the leatherworking is done. The next thing is a bow staff. So if I wanted to make a bow, a simple bow is easier to make, but I don't want to use up my flax twine. And it looks like you guys want me to do a lantern next. Copy that. I'd rather, if I'm going to make a bow, make it like a long bow. And for that, I need a long bow staff, which is made of a saw blade and 2 logs. So we'll start that, and then it has to dry on a rack for a while. Alright, there it is. Dry. Actually, I'll dry it out here. But yeah, it's 0% dried, and it will dry. It'll be a while. So that part's done. So when actually making the bow, I'll be able to use some of the fat and leather or pelts with flax to make the bow. And I have plenty of raw flax in order to get the twine. So that's not much of an issue. Alright. You guys wanted me to work on a lantern. So the way to make a lantern is this. Copper lantern is a copper plate, a candle, and a candle is made of beeswax, which is going to be a little bit tricky for me to source now. I do have 2 beeswax, but I would need a 3rd. So that's a bit of trouble. It's also possible to find candles in like ruins and the like. And then clear quartz. It doesn't have to be clear quartz. It also can be glass. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. It could be plain glass slabs. So to that end, I'm going to start to make some fire clay so that I can make glass in a bloomery. Or rather, I can make... let me back up a minute. Make glass for a lantern. So I could take my bronze pick and start mining up some quartz. But my bronze pick, I only have 1. And I don't really have the capacity to replace it. So in my opinion, using it to quarry up clear quartz is a bad use case. And I would much rather not do it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make fire clay. I'm going to stick flint in the fire with... It can't be peat. Peat doesn't get hot enough. It has to go up to 1050. So lignite. And start to make that. Yep. Brown coal. The reason I didn't want to make this earlier is it's rather fuel expensive, as I will demonstrate here. So normally when you're heating things up, you heat up the entire stack, but in this case, you don't heat the stack, you heat like one at a time. Meaning that every time you heat up a new flint, it like resets the heating process, which takes a lot of fuel. Ooh, a bunch of 4 out of 5s. Turnips. I'll be eating soon, I think. All right, while I'm waiting for that to heat up, let's reset some of the torches. All right, so here it is heating up, and then it will turn into calcined flint chunks, which then you grind in a quarn and add to clay to make fire clay. So once it gets up to temp here, and you can see why this is really fuel expensive. There it goes. It's finally up to temp. Now it's so let's move these bones off of here so that I can actually use my quarn for it. And I'll probably want to mine up some more lignite if I'm really to make a bunch of fire clay for a bloomery. Is this the only way to get fire clay in the new version? I don't know. I've heard rumors that you can still find it, but I haven't confirmed that. And I haven't gone to check. So now I have one of the flint chunks. And then it has to heat up a new stack of flint in order to make the next one. And then you just put this thing in here, in your quarn, grind it up. You get powdered flint. And you mix this with a little bit of clay. I don't have enough clay. But once I have enough clay, I'll make some fire clay. And the purpose of all this, eventually, is to then make a bloomery. So, fire clay can be formed, as you can see, with the powdered flint and clay around it to make fire clay. And then you take the fire clay to turn it into fire clay bricks, fire that in a brick or a pit kiln, and then with the fire clay bricks fired, you can turn that into a bloomery. Or into like a clay oven or something like that. So then with the bricks, we would form a bloomery. Bloomery chimney and bloomery base. And the bloomery chimney and the bloomery base is what you need to fire up quartz or fire up iron or meteoric iron, or you know, those materials that require higher sustained temperatures. But yeah, as you can see, it's very fuel inefficient, which is why I've been holding off on making fire clay up until now, because it's you end up burning a lot of coal because you can't use peat. Peat doesn't burn hot enough. You end up burning a lot of coal, anthracite, whatever it is, charcoal, in order to make this stuff. So it resets temperature every time. Is what it is. Just a bit pricier. Wow, I have a lot of neighbors, and they don't sound happy. Oops, I never grabbed that, did I? So once I'm not surrounded by nasties, you know what? I could probably go out now. I don't think that there's a lot of danger out there. It's all like just low-level surface critters. I'll go grab some fire clay once I have another shovel. And leave the last 2 chunks of brown coal to process the those materials. And fire clay can be made out of red or blue. Doesn't matter. So I'm just using red closer to the base. Why wouldn't cook the whole stack? Well, to be fair, like, that's how meat cooks. It's not like whole stack, you know. Things typically in the fireplace cook like one at a time. It's just the way it is. Alright, I already have tons of fire clay. Didn't take very long. I'll just keep digging till my pick or shovel breaks, so I don't have to keep coming out here in the middle of the night. Yeah, you can use blue or red for fire clay. Doesn't matter. You can even mix them. So you can have like 3 blue and 5 red, or it all just ends up fire clay in the end. All right, there we go. Now to run back home. If you want me to demo that, I can. Let me just prove it. Trust but verify, right? So here's a little blue clay. And now we'll go make batches of fire clay out of red, blue, and mixed red-blue. Time for a copper shovel? Maybe. It depends on if I'm working on a project that warrants it or not. That's usually how I consider things. So, yeah, we have more of these clay chunks. So fire clay is this powdered stuff, and then it could be all blue. It could be a mix of red and blue. It doesn't really matter, as you can see. It could be all red. It's all fire clay in the end. And these fire clay then can be turned into fire clay bricks. In fact, let me use up my blue. So I just have to keep red in stock. And then these can turn into fire clay bricks to be fired in a pit kiln and then eventually turned into a bloomery. So these are unfired. Obviously. So we'll make a batch. Now I don't have a lot of like regular quartz, which is a bit of an issue, and like I said, I don't really want to use up my bronze for making. I only have 1 clear quartz, but I want to use up my bronze pick because it's rather precious, in my opinion. I'm surprised this isn't burning the hell out of me, but I'll just stack it with the rest of my flint. But I might get some clear quartz in the process, and then I can use the fire. If I do, I can use the bloomery for iron instead of glass. I don't really care how I get the lantern, just that I have one. What time? It's 4 in the morning. I think it's, what, 12 bricks per pit? Truthfully, I think I need... So the bloomery itself, if we count everything, the base is 3, 6, 8, and then the top is, I think, 5? No, 4. So it's 12 total. So I'll only fire 12 of these 14 bricks. Because I think in a pit kiln, it's 12 anyway. So it's like 1 pit kiln to 1. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Interestingly, all of the baddies are just, like, kind of gone. I don't know where they went. Take the opportunity to start the pit kiln. I also don't have firewood. But I do have some oak. I don't feel great about using the oak, because oak's more useful for other things, but whatever. In the interest of convenience, this one time, I will make an exception. Oh, you know what? I'll use peat. Why would I use firewood? I don't know where my brain was at, but obviously using firewood is completely unnecessary. In fact, it's not even as good. Peat's better. Okay. That part's done. The next part of this equation is to go to where I've marked quartz down and to quarry up a little bit more quartz to fire in a bloomery. So where be quartz? There's a bunch of borax down here. Quartz in the gravel fields. That's kind of far. Meteoric iron, silver. Quartz way east. I might need to go east to the quartz, because I don't see quartz nearby. So, let's do that. I think this area is closer than southwest. So I'll pin the quartz. Alright, so at least we have a destination. Probably don't need all these spears. Silver's usually in quartz, true. And then if I'm heading over there, I'm going to need the bronze pick. Maybe I'll go to the silver first. Because getting silver, I mean, if I could get a lined lantern, that would be amazing, right? It's a good point about the silver. Alright, so the pig kiln's going. The stuff is getting cured. The bow staff is 4% dried. Yeah. We are good to go. Alright, current priority is get quartz and silver for a lantern. And then the last part of the equation, which is going to be B, or, you know what? Actually, let me check on the B's first. Oh, it's already, pinned. So I'm going to check on the bees, because without a little bit more wax, I won't have a candle. And I don't want to have to kill my only chance for... my only known location for bees. I already have 2 wax, but I would need a 3rd. Okay, it's not reading that there's flowers nearby, which is super weird. So I'm going to very carefully punch not the nest. Anyone know why the flowers around here wouldn't be counting? Whoops. So the hive's right here, and it's surrounded by cow parsley. Means it could be temp. Yeah, that's true. I might need to enclose this to basically box this up. It's not height. Definitely not height. The flowers are next to the hive. So, this might be a case where I have to... There's a few different ways to make a lantern. What I might want to do in this case is to find bony soil and to sieve it in order to find candles, because candles is a pretty common thing to... Oh, hello. A pretty common... Oh, and your medium weight? A pretty common thing to find in bony soil, and that way I can leave the bees alone. Oh, I hear something nasty near me. Oh, where the hell did you go? Oh, there's a lot of boars around here. Where the... Oh, you're the one I was hunting. You're fat! Get back here! Oh, I should mark this. Boars. A lot of boars near me. Very convenient. There were more, but I left them. It's not my goal, but seeing a decent one, a decent weight one, it's like, all right, I have to. All right, at this point, I just need to be going north and then east, or I'm gonna have to go through the water. So, looking for surface ruins that I can dig up some bony soil would be wise as well in order to get the candles. I think that's probably going to be the least destructive way to get the candles. Because I don't really know... I've only found one underground ruin, but the problem with underground ruins is they're not safe for someone like me, because I have no armor. So I don't want to be going underground, fighting drifters and worse, in order to get candles that way. That's going to be a lot more dangerous, and unnecessarily so. The surface ruins are totally fine for bony soil. First things first, we're gonna get our quartz. Ooh. Nice. There's a whole cluster of them. Oh, and like a massive pit of death. Good to know. Not anymore. I'm marking the mushrooms down. Oh man, there's a lot of them. Guess we're having steak and mushrooms tonight. Another boar. I'll mark that down too. Although, you know, actually I already have hogs marked down here. It's roughly in the same vicinity. Is this... I think this is where I, forest fired. Because it is so... Yeah, I definitely forest fired here. So you can see the advantage. I have excellent visibility. If there was any, are you alive? Yeah, you're alive. If there was any peat or anything on the ground, obviously I burned it. But you can see one of the advantages of, burning everything up. What died here? His visibility goes real nice. This is weird. It's like a... It's a cave, it's a divot. It's not a cave, but yeah. It's not screaming meteoric iron to me, but it's odd. Little pitfall trap. Oh, what do we have here? Some flax. Alright, I keep deviating. I'm just looking at like all the resources around me. Some more deer and peat. I'll mark the deer down. Some tule, not that I care for tule. And this is where I found the silver. Native silver bits. I left it here. I don't think I'm gonna get enough silver to like actually make a line lantern, but you never know. So Let's take a look. And anything that can be mined out of copper, with copper, I will mine with copper. I don't want to use my bronze. We can help it. So I'll mine up some quartz. But I think what I'll try to do is I'll try to find the vein of silver first, so that when I'm mining for quartz, I get, you know, it's all quartz without silver. So far. Because it will read quartz with silver in it, if it had silver. Alright, what I can do is do a chunk search with the pro pick. See if it comes up with silver. I mean, it should be around here. Native silver in quartz, small amounts. Quartz, huge amounts. So within 6 tiles of this spot, there should be native silver. And small amounts is actually pretty hopeful. Small amounts is like a lot for silver. I was expecting less than that. I was expecting minuscule or trace. Yeah, 10 plus for small. I know. Yeah, it's hopeful. It also could be like a layer below the current layer of quartz that I have here. Could be below the... Well, it's not going to be below the quartz, but it could be one layer down. It's in quartz. Is the way it works. So if I don't see it going roughly 6 blocks in every direction, I'll try down. I just wanted to limit the amount of use of... Oh, there it is. Found some. I want to limit the amount of use of the bronze pick as much as possible. Alright, what are we doing here? We are... Black seed. Buy. Alright, so we have a medium chunk of native silver and quartz. And I also just wanted, like, quartz. I think what I'll do, because I'm out of space, is get rid of my flint axe. It's not a particularly valuable item. And get a few pieces of regular quartz. Just so that my inventory has... Oh, yeah. Just so that my inventory has clear quartz. I also can get rid of the dirt. Here we go. Destroy with Roy, thank you for the resub. Cheers. What do I think of the changes so far? I like them. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of change. So far, so good. So this vein is like 2 height. And I have got quartz chunks, clear quartz. So with the 2 clear quartz I have already, that's enough to make a lantern. Because a lantern could be 2 clear quartz and a candle and a copper plate. So if I found beeswax or a candle, I have all the materials I need already. Any chance of more silver? Oh, certainly. I'll do another chunk search here and see if there's silver around here. I don't want to really use up my bronze pick for this, because I'd rather be getting iron with the pick. It's still reading small amounts of quartz around here, so I'm going to try to expose some more of it with my copper. So I wouldn't mind a lined lantern, but the 200 pieces of silver required for a lined lantern is probably a bit of a stretch. So right now I have like a tiny fraction of that. But this is a good place to come back once I have better tools to excavate for the silver that I need. I think if I tried to get the silver required for the lantern right now, I would break my only bronze pick in the process, which is not worth it in my opinion. If I got 4 pieces of quartz, clear quartz though, that would be even better. I prefer to get like 2 lanterns. So I guess what I'll do is I'll mine until I have 3 total clear quartz. Oh, I already have 3 total clear quartz on me. Okay. I'm gonna check to make sure there's no exposed silver anywhere. I don't think there is. And then head home. Yeah, there's no exposed silver anywhere. Okay, let's get out of here. Oh, silver in the corner? I'll take a look in just a second. Everything's reading quartz in conglomerate. Oh, no. Definitely not. That's bountiful. Native quartz. What do I ditch for this? Flint shovel? A little bit more picking. Once you start. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. No one to fold them. No one to walk away. Need more inventory space? We're working on that, actually. Alright, so this is obviously silver. And quartz. And I'm going to leave that on the map. And let's go home. And then I'll go out looking for ruins. And ruins are often pretty easy to spot from the map, because they stand out like a sore thumb. When they're big enough. And we're going to be looking for bony soil. Well, I don't want to fall in there. Of course, that's exactly where I land. Yeah, maybe we get some silver pieces by panning as well. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's a raccoon. Is that a piglet? Oh, probably. Given the boar there. I'd say that's a pretty safe bet. It is 2 p.m. So I might not want to go out at this hour, because by the time I get home, put everything away, feed myself, it's gonna start to get dark. So I may want to there's got to be a cave around here somewhere. Might want to think of a task to do at night. No. Well, there's a cave. I don't know if that's the one I hear. I think I built my home on a rather large cave system, if I was to guess. And if I'm not mistaken, the little ruins that I have around my house, I don't think there was any bony soil exposed. I don't want to go like spending a ton of time digging around, excavating it, because if it's not easily visible, you're probably not going to get. It's more effort than it's worth exposing the bony soil. But yeah, just doing one quick scan, I didn't see any bony soil in any of this. No. Alright, putting the bronze pick away. I have 5 pieces of clear quartz. And now I don't need to fire the quartz chunks for glass. There being kind of no point in it. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Frostlands, which originally streamed live on Twitch, November 30th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.